Hey everybody, this is just going to be me voiceovering us doing this. So on our first day, we took all this down. He started before I was ready, so here's him taking down the last piece. The two bottom ones were taken down a while back. Here's him cutting all the old wood off. We've been wanting to replace this for a while. And then he was cutting off this very jerry-rigged together way to attach these wood pieces, but they've been here probably for over 20 years or so before we ever moved in here. And taking down the rest of the wood. Trust me, I was doing stuff, just not really on camera at this point because I couldn't really take any of this down. So he did a lot of this labor of it all just to get us set up for the next 2 days. And while he's doing this, I'll just explain. This is one of our carports. It's the main one we usually park in, but we're also going to use it as our patio setup. We've been needing to replace this wood, and the lattice that was on it we are going to reuse. It does provide a lot of shade for the area for us and the dogs. So we've been parking in the other carport and utilizing this space more, so we want to make it look nicer. And now we are breaking up the pieces of wood and taking them all to the dumpster. At this point, our neighbor came and was asking what we were doing, so that was a talk for about 10 minutes, just explaining everything we were changing up. But yeah, it was a lot to clean up. We had the dogs inside at this point since there was little pieces of wood everywhere. And as Corey was doing this, he was stressing me out that he was going to hit his leg with the saw. But he didn't. Alright, and day 1 is done. We got everything cleaned up. We did spray the poles down and the lattice off, which is the hose, and starting day 2. Corey was starting by us doing a lot of measuring. Oh, and there's Duncan pooping. Enjoy that. But we had to do a lot of measuring, making sure everything would be precise, even though later on you'll see that it did not go well. But we figured it out and we got there. So he just drilled those indents just so we can hide the screws a bit better so they're not completely sticking out when they're put up on the poles. And then he's trimming all these to size before I can paint them. A lot of measuring, a lot of marking. Not my expertise. He's the math one. I am not. Here's us making sure we line up all the holes so he can know where to cut into or drill into the metal support. And here he is drilling in the holes. He did this on all 3 poles 3 different times. He's very much close up. There you go. That's 1 hole. And while he continues drilling all those holes, I started painting all the wood that he cut. There's a lot of footage of me painting, so I cut it down. We did try to use a spray gun first, but it was very much not going to work out, and we had to toss it. It clogged up and did not want to work. And we are just going for a white to match the metal frame pieces, and then the lattice will be black to match our white and black framed house. And here we are, attempting to attach the first piece of wood. This is when we found out that some of the holes were not lined up, even though we marked them and thought everything was going to work out. But you know, every project is like that. At least for us. And we finished those. It was all the same, holding it up while he drilled them in. And then he started cutting the 3 pieces that are going to go that will hold the lattice on it. While I'm back there painting, every time he cuts one, he brings them to me so I can start painting them. As you can tell, the day is going on and on. We had lunch breaks in between, and we had stops. He had to go to the store a few times because we didn't have the right screws at one point. It was a whole thing. Oh, I dropped it. And here's me secretly filming him drilling more holes while Duncan wants to play ball. And here's the one piece of lattice that he had to cut so we don't hit our head on it when we go up the little step into the walkway. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. Here's a random clip of just nothingness because I did not want to edit it out at this point. And now I'm painting this lattice. We found out that even though it was dry on top, underneath bled through, and it was a lot of retouching up. We did end up going to get more plastic, so I had nothing underneath sticking to it because I had white paint sticking to the black side of this. And here I'm using a little claw grabby thing to help hold up one side while he starts putting up this framing that we put the lattice attached to. Making sure everything's leveled. Here we did attach this one over here, which is a lot longer pieces of wood, so I'm holding it in the middle with all my strength, as I have poor upper body strength, but you know, I survived. And he's attaching this base bottom down there before we put the middle one on, which, there it is. There's a lot of back and forth here with the ladder while I'm holding on. The dog must have just hit my camera because it just moved. And I obviously did not notice. And then we were done for the day. And now on our day 3, we are attaching the first piece of lattice. This is the shorter one that we made so we can walk underneath it better. And then our neighbor came out again, so we started talking to him again. And Corey's just really making sure it's fully attached, having to take our outdoor light down to put this back on, because we will end up overlaying the next lattice piece. I don't know what we're pointing at, but we're talking about something that has to do with it. Oh yeah, we started talking about how we're gonna put up these barn quilts that I designed earlier. That's what we were doing. Alright, he's gonna continue attaching all the screws to secure this piece of lattice down. Alright, here's us putting on the second piece. This is where we overlaid because cutting this lattice was a pain, so we decided just to overlay it so it was even. And then I go off to paint the third one over there as you saw me walk by with it. And for some reason I have no footage of me painting it, even though I swore I filmed some of that, and also we have no footage of us putting up the third piece of lattice. So this is about the it until you see the final product. And we're all done. We fixed our misters that we have going on back here with some nice gold hooks. We put up our security camera attached to that lattice and wood with its solar panel. And we love it. We think it'll work really well for us, especially during summer. We still got a full month or so of that. Eventually we'll add some lighting and everything and update as we go, but this is what we got going for us so far. Hope you enjoyed watching the whole transition of how the old wood and old lattice turned into this. But yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next week.